Hey everyone, maybe right now you're feeling a little bummed that Black Widow didn't come out over the weekend. As you know, it's been bumped to November. If you're looking to see the character in action on a screen, any screen, keep in mind that she did headline her own animated movie back in 2014, a project titled Avengers Confidential Black Widow and Punisher. This was Marvel's attempt to get in on that sweet direct-to-video action that DC have been enjoying. How to work out for Marvel? Well, you don't see them pumping out animated movies like this anymore, so that don't guess very well. But is Black Widow and Punisher an underrated gem, or is it best left forgotten? The story kicks into gear when Punisher starts to bring his own style of justice to a black market weapons dealer named Kane. Kane is in possession of stolen S.H.I.E.L.D. technology, but just before Punisher can kill Kane, S.H.I.E.L.D. arrives, including Black Widow and Nick Fury. Turns out they were watching Kane as part of a much larger investigation that Punisher has now disrupted, and so S.H.I.E.L.D. takes Punisher into custody. Punisher reluctantly teams with Black Widow to find Kane and stop the global terrorist group known as Leviathan, who plan to auction the stolen technology to the highest bidder. As the movie begins, you can't help but notice a couple of things about its animation. On one hand, it doesn't look too bad. It's pretty stylistic. Some shots look fantastic. But due to the budget, you can also see how they cut corners. There are some fairly long shots that are nothing more than a single still frame that they zoom in and out of, or maybe they add a smoke effect or something similar to give the illusion of animation. At other times, characters talk, and literally the only thing moving on screen is their mouth. Not the rest of their face, not even their chin, just their mouth. And I know it's a very cost-effective, cheap way to do animation, and so they incorporate it often, including during action scenes. But that also means right in the middle of every action scene. I mean, you see characters fighting with fast editing, a kick here, a jump there, and then everything stops for dialogue with limited movement. And they just talk and talk and talk. And that's the biggest problem with this movie. There is so much talking. And I don't mean in a good Aaron Sorkin type of way. I love good dialogue. I could listen to Sorkin pen dialogue all day long. Like any critic, I appreciate movies with sharp dialogue. But here, characters are talking just to pad that runtime with animation that isn't all that animated. And at one point, I thought the movie was almost done. I'm not kidding. But I looked and nope, it was only at the 27-minute mark. The voice acting is fine. Jennifer Carpenter can't top Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, even vocally. Brian Bloom, he mumbles and growls his way through the movie as Punisher. John Eric Bentley does a fairly convincing job imitating Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury, enough that he's actually done the role in other Marvel projects. As for the rest of the film's story, here's where I go into spoilers, because they tie into my main thoughts about this movie. So Black Widow and Punisher, they uncover that Leviathan is creating an army of super soldiers. But Black Widow is shocked to find that spearheading this effort is her old flame and former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, Elias Starr, who is presumed dead. And she wants to know why he's doing this, why he's now working for the enemy. And Elias explains his motivation, which is that he noticed Black Widow was becoming obsessed with her Avengers role. And he wanted to be powerful enough that she would put all that Avengers stuff aside and focus back on him. Now, a couple of problems with that. One, Black Widow clearly still had and has feelings for Elias. We see no reason for him to think she doesn't. Two, if Black Widow was so enamored with fighting for the Avengers, fighting alongside the good guys, why would Elias think fighting for the enemy would make her love him again? He has this inferiority complex that I'm sure makes sense to him, but it doesn't make sense to us viewers. Not to mention the fact that he won't shut up about it, even during fight scenes. The characters just stop and he goes on and on and on about how he just wanted to be good enough for Black Widow. And Black Widow keeps trying to soothe his ego, and at one point I thought, I was hoping she'd just be like, this is why it didn't work out between us. Also, don't let that cover art for the movie fool you. Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, they don't appear until very, very late in the movie, and they're only in it for like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10. But if there's one redeeming aspect of the story, it's a revelation that we discover in the second half. Leviathan is using technology that would allow them to control anyone's mind, including the Avengers if given the chance. And that's when Black Widow realizes the reason S.H.I.E.L.D. enlisted her and Punisher for this particular mission wasn't because of their skills. Nick Fury knew of all the Avengers, if Leviathan were to mind control any of them, Widow and Punisher would be easiest for S.H.I.E.L.D. to defeat. In other words, if say Thor and Hulk were to go, and if Leviathan were able to control those two, S.H.I.E.L.D. might not be able to stop them. Maybe not stop Thor and Hulk. So Fury sent the mere mortals, Widow and Punisher, instead. And it's not a great twist. I mean, if Fury is sending the two heroes that S.H.I.E.L.D. can most likely beat, it means he's sending the two heroes that Leviathan can most likely beat. Still, in a movie this boring, that revelation, that twist was water in the desert. For a while the movie was on Crackle, and if you're a die-hard Marvel fan and If you can see this for free, maybe check it out, maybe watch the first 10 minutes, see what you think, but I don't think you'll be satisfied with it. Black Widow and Punisher has some intriguing ideas, but unfortunately it explores them with lifeless execution. Thanks for watching this video. Please click like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Until later, this has been Movies Please. See you again soon.